Rowdy Retro Reviewer here! Welcome to another movie review. Today I'm here to share my thoughts on the Blues Brothers. Now before we start, I got a few things to bring up. Number one, I know I previously showed this in my VHS and DVD collection saga, almost like a couple of months ago. Number two, I know I already talked about this before in my top 5 favorite top 5 movie comedies ever. But it doesn't hurt to do a little bit of a recap in case you guys didn't see that, or probably skipped over this part, or at least this one. And number 3, when I did a YouTube short about which film is better, Blues Brothers or Animal House, which you could probably see over there on my DVD shelf right there. I accidentally said Jim Belushi instead of John Belushi. I have no idea how I could screw that up. But anyways, I'm here to share my thoughts on this film, and I'm probably going to be a little bit brief about this. So basically, you got Jake and Elwood, the Blues Brothers. They're on a mission from God to raise enough money to save an orphanage by putting on the greatest blues concert ever. That's basically the plot in a nutshell, since, well, I might have brought this up before in my top 5 favorite movie comedies ever. And in the spirit of watching the film, I had to play my harmonicas. And I'm wearing a Blues Brothers hat. I mean, I know it doesn't look anything like the ones on the DVD. Well, maybe a little bit. But that's besides the point. Anyways, this is actually one of the greatest movie musical comedies ever. Right up there with Little Shop of Horrors and the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I also showed before on my channel. Actually, this will continue to be my number 1 favorite John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd movie ever. The others being, well, Ghostbusters and Animal House. Yes, I know there have been several people who talked about the Blues Brothers, or at least shared their thoughts on the sequel to Blues Brothers 2000. Which isn't really that great of a film, but the songs aren't bad. Or not that bad. They're actually pretty decent. But nowhere near as great as the songs in this film. Yes, everyone has talked about this film or its sequel. Minty comedic art, nostalgia critic, the blockbuster buster, and basically every other person on YouTube has talked about this. Yes, there was even a mean greed of these characters at the Universal theme parks, either in California or Florida. Which I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but I actually went to Universal Orlando, Florida for the first time during the summer of 2019, which was almost 5 years ago, and I actually saw them perform for the first time. And that's actually how I got into the Blues Brothers. Watching the movie, and often listen to some of their songs on YouTube. Which unfortunately I can't play any right now because this video would taken down instantly if I did play any music. Or at least hum it. So sadly, I won't be singing any of the songs. The jokes are incredible. It can be a bit raunchy at times. And I will admit, John Belushi as Jake Blues and Dan Aykroyd as Elwood Blues are perfect in this movie. I mean, I can't think of anyone but these two to play these roles. I mean, sure, technically Dan Aykroyd did reprise his role as Elwood Blues in well, the aforementioned Blues Brothers 2000, which I guess that's technically canon within the first film. In fact, I think it's the same crew who worked on the sequel, who tried to capture the same magic and feeling of the original, but wasn't that lucky. Oh well, you win some, you lose some, and you can't expect every film to be perfect all the time. There was bound to be a few rotten apples here and there, which is true, sadly. And I don't want to be, I probably mentioned this before in my top 5 favorite movie comedies, but just in case I didn't, this is actually the extended version of the film. Meaning that when this film was first released, I think about 6 or 7-ish minutes of the film was cut down in the original, but was later restored in the extended version. Which I will admit, that is pretty neat for me that it happened. And make sure you can still technically find clips of those scenes on YouTube. But anyways, this is still the greatest film ever. And you can get this film either at some kind of antique store, thrift store, or order it from Amazon. In fact, and I think you can find it on Netflix, if I'm correct. Wait, I think I did remember seeing this on a show on Netflix, but never got a chance to watch it, because I think watching this on my TV is probably better. And I'm not sure if there's like a VHS release of this film or not. I mean, you guys can let me know down in the comments below if there's like some kind of VHS copy of Blues Brothers. And as a matter of fact, I wonder if there's like a VHS release of the aforementioned Animal House movie. Since it also starred John Belushi. Who knows? Maybe there is one. Maybe there is a VHS copy of both the Blues Brothers and Animal House out there somewhere at some local thrift store or something. And sorry that I stuttered or slurred there for a little bit. And you know what's weird? Whenever I celebrate Halloween or go to a comic book convention like GalaxyCon, I never once seen a single person dressed up as the Blues Brothers. And I think I rarely see people dressed up as other fictional characters, like Pokemon, Gem and the Holograms, the Filmation Ghostbusters, not to be confused for the real Ghostbusters, or this Ghostbusters movie that also starred Dan Aykroyd. But I'm getting off topic here since I know it has nothing to do with the Blues Brothers. Sorry about that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this movie. And let me know down in the comments below if you think this is like the best movie ever that came out in the 80s. Let me know. And rest in peace, John Belushi. You're probably a great actor. Even though this and Animal House were the only ones I knew you from. And I bet Dan Aykroyd had a good time working with you as a partner. And to anyone who's like a good friend of John Belushi, or at least related to him, he must have been a great guy to hang out with as a friend or a relative. In fact, same thing with anyone who's related to Dan Aykroyd.